and then I've got one
Okay.
story or question to ask.
And this just occurred to me right before we came over, and I let Bess know, and she laughingly had to text her sister. Her sister made a salad dressing one time
Uh-huh.
that was so bad.
Right. How bad was it?
It was so disgusting. It almost ended our relationship. Because
You and Bess's
mine and
relationship,
Bess's
or your relationship with Bess's
mine and
sister?
I almost like
Okay.
cut and run from the whole family
Okay.
because we were just dating at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it's not that it was so bad. It was bad.
Mm-hmm.
It was very bad.
Right.
It's that everyone else loved it so much, and I'm sitting there
No,
having this.
were they acting like they lived? Were they being nice?
Some of them had to be. It was a mixture of balsamic vinegar and something else. It smelt like something dead. And when you ate, like when I ate it, my gag reflex started immediately.
Right.
I stopped eating it because I was afraid I was going to vomit. It tasted like bile, like vomit. It like literally. I even told Bess years later, when I would be sick, if I were puking, there would be a part of it. No matter how sick I was, it'd be like, this is just like your sister's
Salad.
salad. Whoa, it was horrible.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there thinking, and everyone's raving about how good it is, and I'm sitting there, I had an existential crisis. I'm like, this is not going to go well.
Right.
I can't. This whole family, everyone in this family, loves this dressing, and I'm having such a primal disgust, such a like evolutionary, like somewhere our tribes warred thousands of millions of years ago. There was like a set difference between us, and it's come out in the modern age in this salad dressing, and she's never made it since that I know of.
Right.
So I was asking Bess tonight, is like, you need to find out, did she just decide to not make it anymore? Or did her husband at one point, during a quiet moment say, I know we all pretended that we liked it, but that dressing was really bad.
Yeah.
And you need to not make that anymore. But I told Bess, I didn't sleep much that night because I was thinking, what else? What else is different in this family?
Now, what
that I
did you
can't
do?
take?
Did you just?
I pretended. I couldn't pretend that I
Did you
liked
like
it.
Seinfeld, and it's like you like would wipe your tongue?
No. No, because literally,
Right.
the smell of it, if it touched my tongue, the gag, I'm not kidding.
Right.
My gag reflex hit.
Right.
And I would, in between dry heaves, try to get a bite down. I did that for 2 or 3 bites, and I was like, I can't do it anymore. Because Bess was asking me, well, what did you do with your bowl? I was like, I just left it there.
Right.
I didn't eat anything. I moved things around to make it look like
Right.
there was less.
Right.
But you can't,
Well, it's like when you're at companies at their house.
Yeah.
It's like what do? You don't want to be rude.
Yeah.
And say, ugh. Years ago, a friend of mine invited a bunch of people over to his grandmother's house for lunch. And a delicious lunch, but she served dessert, and she said, "Here you go. There's I can't remember, it was a cobbler or something." And she slopped cobbler out on everybody's plate, or pie, or I can't remember what it was. And I take a bite, and I realize that it has walnuts in it. Now I'm not allergic to walnuts. I just hate the taste of walnuts. I can't stand walnuts, and so I like kind of got it. And got it out of my mouth, and then I'm trying to discreetly pick the walnuts out and then kind of hide them behind my napkin.
Yeah.
And then everybody's just talking, having a great time, and she stops. She goes, "What are you doing?" And my friend says, "He's picking the walnuts out. He's picking the walnuts.
Get him!"
I said, What? What'd you throw me under the bus for?
Yeah.
It's just like,
What the hell?
And then it's like, what are you doing? Do you not like my? Turned it into a whole thing, and then I've offended his grandmother.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just, So now anymore, it's just like, not liking something isn't good enough. You have to tell people, oh, I'm deathly allergic to kale or to balsamic.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I didn't realize this had lettuce in it. I'm allergic to lettuce. Just tell people you're allergic.
I was telling
just
Beth,
lie.
I was telling Bess, and one thing that like surprised me about her family, but endears me to them,
right?
As the years have gone on, is they're exceptionally honest.
Yeah.
If you make something and they don't like it,
Yeah.
they'll look you dead in the eye and say,
Yeah.
"This is disgusting." You know, which it took me a long time to get used to that, but I love it now. And I told Bess if she had made the dressing this past weekend, I would have been like, if the kids weren't around, I'd been like, "This is."
Yeah.
Why did you? What part of you thought this was good?
Yeah.
And I said to her husband, "Do you think this is good?
Yeah.
Really? You're letting this happen? You were both allowing this to happen in your house?"
Yeah.
But at the time, it was so early. I was just like, gag it down.
Gag it down.
Yeah.
Good lesson.